A little bit of madhouse for this muddy Monday at Return to Parx after their summer hiatus. A lot of races today, a lot going on. Oh, my Lord. A lot of different ways. A lot of these different races could go. Should be a lot of fun. As always, a lot of fun when you get free stuff over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Today's free track of the day is Fort Erie. Make sure you use the link in the description below. With all of these races today, you're going to want to definitely come back to horseracingtoday.net when it's all over. Right there. Click on the it'll be Parx. We'll have all of our commentary as well as our Benny and the Bets suggested wagers. While you're there, hit that HRT gear button right there. Come on over here and get yourself a Horse Racing Today hat or shirt. Got a lot of representation today, 6, 7, and 11. There's more horses than that in most fields. I'm 99.99% sure there'll be more scratches as the day goes on because there are some fields with AEs that they haven't taken a single horse out of as of yet. So who knows? I think specifically race 8 comes to mind. All right, Terry. Well, got a little bit of a delayed start. In the description and YouTube, you will also find our link to today's smart sheets. We'll talk about those in a description on how to use them. Let's get cracking. Back to Parx we go.
All right, 6 furlongs, claiming raised $10,000, purse $50,000 for 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, indeed. And at the distance, the profile of a winner before they went on hiatus. Early speed, 35% of the time. Get the lead, keep the lead. The inside 3 horses get the best of it. 4 and out, have a discount. So in the opener, Terry, it looks like the speed is on the outside.
It sure is. It's the 15 and the 12. They both have speed out there, so we'll just have to see who gets out there first.
Yes, and we see over here that a lot of speed in this race for sure. So having some back pace might be a good place to be, like the 12 or so forth. A lot of horses in here, Terry, with a comfort zone, meaning this race has an excellent chance to match their best performances. Who has the best chance?
Well, the 5 has the best chance, 90.5%. He's going to be very comfortable in this race.
We see one class dropper here. Over here, the 12 horse does have a total pace advantage, so early pace and late pace of 8 points. 5 points equals 1 length. It's also our simulation favorite, Terry. Who are your picks for race number 1?
Well, I like 12, El Mashani, winner out of 2 of his last 3 starts, finished in second in the most recent race and is paired with a high percentage winning jockey. Number 11, Wyatt Hunter, both a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. His early running speed style will suit today's distance, making today's conditions favorable. And then 7, Save a Prayer, coming off a win at Parx Racing, receiving the highest last speed rating and trained by a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 4, One Last Kiss, features a high percentage winning trainer, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, and benefits from the rail that is winning at a 20% clip. No bets for me here.
Real quick, as they're lining up for the opener, I have the 12 horse at the top of my ticket. That one, Mr. Terry, is El Medianoche, simulation favorite, top par plus by and pay top par total pace by 8 points. By far the best par plus. You got Paco. Save a Prayer, better across the board in its last. I mean, all of its pace figures were better. Catches a weight break and also some better fractions. 5-way improvement. Wyatt Thunder, plenty of upside potential in this race today. And then finally, number 15 scratches in Irish Tenor. As we see in here, Terry, it is the only yes horse, the only one that has hit par so far. Track dropper coming in from a better circuit, and perhaps the pace setter in here as they're about ready to kick off race number 1. I have a 50-cent trifecta box, 7, 11, 12, and 15. And I don't think it's too easy today to find. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 horses today, and I have a little bit of win bets on those. But for the most part, all of these races, I think, are going to be pretty crazy today, Terry.
Yep, I think you're right.
Big fields, really no prohibitive favorites. In the slop, nobody knows what the track is going to run like after a month on hiatus. So, yeah, let's see what they do today here. Will it be speed? Will it be closers? Will it be something in between? We're about to find out. The 12 horse is your favorite right now. You got the 2 horse in that mix as well, the 1, the 4, and then a little bit of late money coming in on the 15, Irish Tenor. The track is sloppy. I don't see any shadows, so the sun's not out. I think you got 2 horses left to load, and then Jessica Paquette will tell me what's going on, and I'll tell you what's going on. since we can't share the screen on TV. Unfortunately, we have asked, but we have been rebuffed on more than one occasion. And today, if you like the show, kindly hit the subscribe button, the like button. Let us know what you think. And if you got some ideas today about horses you think that have a good chance, or anything really in general, something you think can improve the show, aside from Terry and I quitting, let us know.
That's right.
All right. So I think they're still waiting on one horse to go in there.
Morning, Don Johnson.
They're circling the 15 behind the gates. Will they ever get him in? Tough to tell. They made all their money on days like this. I hope we make a lot of money on days like this.
Boy, they're running, 13 horses in this race?
Yeah, and then one race, they got 17 horses in it.
I know.
And they haven't scratched any yet. So
yeah,
they couldn't wait to get back to work there in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Slop be damned.
That's right.
Looks like they're still having a problem getting one horse into the gates here. The track does. Yeah, I'm sure they make a ton of money on a day like today.
Yeah.
We want to make some money too, though, Don. That's the idea here. I think they finally got the 15 to get into the gates. They had to circle him around 500 times, so I hope he's not dizzy. And he's off and he's running. And somebody come out of the gate slow. That was the 14. As they get off and running, the 4-horse. Queen Gano. Yes, indeed. Queen Gano. All right, well, let's see what's going on in race number 1. Right now, you have a whole bunch of horses up there. Looks like, I think the 11 is on the lead. No, the 11 is on the lead. Then there's the 12. The 4 is trying to come up the rail there. So he's got a pretty good chance. Somebody's backing out pretty fast. I don't know who that is. I think that was the 15 horse just kind of stopped. And right now you have the 4. 4's on the lead. You got a lot of horses chasing. The 1 horse, Ortho Star, is coming pretty good. Might make our day tough there, Terry, all around in the opener. The 4 horse continues to lead the way on the rail. Let's see if that's a lot of water down there or not. The 12 horse kind of went out and screwed up the 1 horse's path a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Paco gets a little bit of trouble for that one. But he's going to win going away. You got a couple of horses rallying here at the end. The speed really didn't hold aside from the 12. It's going to go 12, 1, 2, and then I think 6. 12, 1, 2, and 6. So we were really close, if not for the first horse. All right, let's see. Well, the one found its way here. It was also our second. Look at this. Yeah. Over here in your top total pace. Boom. 12, 1, 6, and 2. I think actually the superfecta in that mix. So that's why we put these things together, folks. We should have just made that our superfecta, Terry.
Should have.
That's the way it went in. It went 12, 1. I think it went right in order, to be honest with you. 12, 1, 2. And then the only question is the 4 hang on.
Yeah, it went right in order.
Yes. You should have a ice cold superfecta with the top total pace horses. And let's see what the odds were on those bad boys right there real quick. And then we'll move off to race number 2. The 12 was your favorite, 2-1, and then 5-1 on the, and then the 2 horse was 4-1. The 6, 38-1. So it should make for a fat superfecta. Trifecta will probably be surprisingly small, considering the, I don't know, tough to tell with the size of the field. Anything could happen.
Right.
All right, race number 2, Terry. There should be, hopefully, we saw speed kind of fall off a little bit there in race number 1. So closers looked like they had the edge there, minus the 12, which I think will probably find itself in an objection. Maybe not, but what's race number 2 about?
6.5 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, $55,000 purse for fillies and mare, 3-year-olds and upward.
So for the distance, 6.5 furlongs does favor stalkers, Terry. 32% of the time prior to the break, horses that got the lead at the quarter-mile marker also had the lead at the 6.5 furlong marker. The inside horses do better than outside. So our simulations tell us in race number 2 for speed, what are we looking at?
You're looking at that 8 for speed, followed up by the 5. So it's a, kind of the middle of the pack there. So
we do have plenty of Well, it looks like this is a race that's kind of fairly balanced, although most of your horses want to be middle back. Maybe in this case, speed will hold up, Terry. I'm looking at some of the other numbers that we like to pay attention to here, Terry. Who's got the best jockey trainer combination?
Well, the 12 does. Take a look at that. It's got perfect scores on both. So should be the best combination.
Never sway. Don't sway on that one. Never sway a whole host of horses that have hit par for this level. So the 80. So looking in here at our par numbers, you'll see that all but the 2 and the 4 have found their way to a race with that sort of speed figure. Terry, big fields, maybe we should spend the day looking for horses with overlays. What do you see?
Well, yeah, you can take a look there. That 1 has an overlay from 7-2 to 8-1. The 5 has an overlay from 9-1 to 15-1. And the 9 has a nice overlay from 7-2 to 6-1.
All the red horses here dropping in class, all the green ones moving up in class. Here you see horses that showed some improvement last out. Only 3 that ran some better fractions, but a lot of them have been on the sidelines. The biggest in-race advantage belongs to the 11. It has a 2-length late speed edge over everybody else. Well, we saw in that first race, what the hell? Top 4 total pace horses, top 4 total pace here are 12, 11, 1, and 9. Who are your top 4 in race number 2?
Well, I like the 8, Photo Finish. Photo Finish showed competitive spirit in her last start, finishing only 1 3/4 lengths behind the tougher competition. She also drops in class today, making conditions more favorable. In addition, she boasts a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and recently recorded a bullet 4 furlong workout on August 10th, suggesting she is in prime condition. And then I like the 12, Never Sway, who enters the race following a victory in her most recent start. She is guided by a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, which adds to confidence to her chances for another strong performance. Then I like the 11, She Talks Too Much, who's finished in the money in 6 out of her last 10 starts, securing 2 victories during that span, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and likes the distance. And then number 1, Pearls and Heels, my long shot. Has a notable record with 2 wins in her last 4 starts, drops in class today, benefits from the advantageous rail post, which is producing winners at a 20% rate. Additionally, she earned the highest last speed rating, backed by a high percentage winning trainer jockey, making her a nice long shot. I'm going to play the very first Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4, 1, 8, 11, 12 with 2, 3, 9, 10 with 1, 5, 9 with 2, 11, $48 cost.
Yeah, I too start with that 8 horse in there, Photo Finish, Terry. That one should be forward, as you pointed out, does have that bullet workout between races, and the dynamic racing duo. Maybe we're going to get a double from Paco Lopez, but he also teams up with trainer Jamie Ness. Pop Over Girl, the 9 horse. That one has a win in a second in 2 on a wet track, and its best numbers so far have come with a little moisture in the dirt. Number 12, Never Sway. That one there, Terry. Not sure if she's a track dropper, but I am sure she likes the distance. 4 times out, 3 wins and a second with the top total pace. And then the 11, She Talks Too Much. That one, Terry, is the biggest class dropper in the field. We see that right here, down 2.2 lengths. That's a pretty big class drop. Also has that big in-race edge of over 2 lengths on the late speed. And if late legs in race number 2 look like late legs in race number 1, could be one to keep an eye out on there. I'm going to do a 50-cent pick 4 as well. 8, 9, 11, 12, 2, 4, 6, and 10, 1, 8, 9, and then 6, 11. Great street where I grew up in the Poconos. $48 for me. Did they settle race number 1, Terry?
Not yet.
Yeah, I figured there would be an objection on that one for sure. When the horse veered out in the middle of the stretch. Paco Lopez doing Paco things. All right, race 3, Terry. Let's do our thing.
Okay, it's 6.5 furlongs, maiden claiming race, $30,000 claiming price, $60,000 purse for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and much like race number 2, I think a ton of 6.5 furlong races today, so keep an eye out on these. Again, 32% go wire to wire. Inside horses favor post position-wise over outside horses. So what do we got cooking in race number 3, Terry, in terms of speed or anything else you see that's important?
Well, the 6 has a lot of speed, followed up by that 1, and then a 10. There's several horses in here that show some speed, but I think the 6 get a good break. It'll get that quarter pole first.
We see a lot of different horses in there, pace-wise too. It can be a lot of different ways. We mentioned hitting par is a good measure of horses that got a chance to win. Par speed figure here is 79, Terry, and it doesn't look like very many have found that mark to date.
That's right. As you can see, it's only been the 5 and the 7 who's done that in the past, equaled or exceeded the speed par number for this race. And coming up, only the 5 is the only one that shows a really good chance to do that today.
Yeah, so this is par plus right here, Terry pointed out. We do 1,000 simulations where we project out a speed figure, and 364 of those 1,000, Cranadon, I don't know idea, that simulation favorite, did hit that speed number. We see here too a first-time starter, Terry, one of the few, I think the only one on the card today, that 4-horse. Usually we're looking for a number of 2.5 or better, but whenever they're facing a bunch of no's and only a couple yeses, you got to really consider those horses, Terry. Who else should you consider if jockeys and trainers are important to you?
Well, the 2 has a pretty darn good jockey, along with the 1. The 1 has a pretty good ones too, but the 3 has a good trainer, and I think that the 3 is the best trainer-jockey combination.
Yeah, a few horses in here above 50%, 4 of them on the comfort zone, so good chance that today's races will look very similar to the best performances for the 3. The 5, the 10, and the 12. Speaking of the 10, 5-point last race speed figure over everybody else. Also your top total pace horse. We'll take a look at those top 4 again, although the 3 is tied in there. And then the horse with the biggest in-race edge, again, is that 7-horse in there. Cary Grant, almost a 2-length late speed edge. Remember that if late speed continues to hold out like it did in the opener there, Terry, what do you see in race number 3?
Well, I'm going to start out with the 3 and try to pronounce that Extra Sexy to me, I think, or something like that. You know, he comes into this race after finishing second in his most recent start where he was the favorite. His connections inspire confidence as his trainer has a notable track record of 28% of the time bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. He's coupled with that with a high percentage winning trainer. These factors make him a really strong contender. Pastro is the 2, has shown consistency, finishing in the money in 2 out of 3 starts during his career. His trainer has a 28% win rate when dropping a horse down in class after claiming it. This suggests that the move could set this horse up for success. He also has paired with a high percentage winning jockey, further improving the prospects. And then number 9, the Lord CB, has repeatedly demonstrated competitiveness at today's level, finishing 3rd in each of his last 2 races against similar competition. The presence of a high percentage winning jockey adds to his appeal and consistent performer. And then Airman Trevor, the 10, is a compelling long shot option. He finished 2nd in his last race and earned the highest speed rating in that race. His early speed running style would likely play to his advantage in this field, making him a horse to watch for a possible upset. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, where you stop by start, Airman Trevor, top last race speed figure, 5 points, top total pace, 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. That is a Barry Meadows Alpha Angle, wins at 15% or more. It's also dropping in class here today. Again, you'll see that in our simulations on the smart sheets right there, one of the biggest class droppers. Then after that, I got to have the 4-horse in there, Terry. Chartage, it's a first-time starter. As I pointed out, everybody in this race is a no, except for the 5 and the 7. But one of those horses, I think it was the 5-horse, has been off for more than a year. So you just don't know what that horse is going to bring back. So essentially 1 yes horse. Number 2, Pastillero. That one is on a day like today. I feel like you got to have Paco Lopez. We see that already in race number 1 because he'll cut you off in a stretch. And also a class dropper as well. And then Ricky's Ken, the 6-horse. This horse is making its 2nd career start, so has plenty of untapped potential. And it's the only maiden special weight dropper, the biggest drop in all of horse racing. So I'm going to take all the even number horses up to 10. 2, 4, 6, and 10. Just missing out on the 8 and 12. And if you want to put those in yours, go right ahead for my trifecta box. They didn't disqualify the 12, by the way. It went 12, 1, 2, and 6. in that opener. And as we pointed out, that was the exact order of our top total pace horses. The exacta paid $43. That's pretty amazing, I feel like, Terry.
It is.
The trifecta for 50 cents paid $35.05. That's still pretty solid for a $12 bet. And the 10-cent superfecta, so if you box that for $1.20, you got back $76.70. That's a day maker right there in race number 1. We got a lot of races to do, Terry. Race 4, we got 12 of them. This is an insane day. All right, what's going on in the 4th?
6.5 furlong maiden claiming race, $30,000 claiming price, and it's purse $60,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Once again, 6.5 furlong stalkers, 32% go wire to wire. Inside post positions better than outside post positions. So in the 4th race again, Terry, much like 2 and 3, we're looking for inside speed, but looks like the Buffalo girls are going to take over here.
Yeah, it sure does. As you can see, that outside horse, the 13, has the most speed, followed up by the 12.
Yeah, we also see here that this is a race shape where, look at this, Terry. 3 that want to be on the lead, 3 that have been able to stay within contact, the leader, so co-pilots, closers. Look at all these horses here that have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. We do see here the one horse, Knit Witness, second race par ability against a field of mostly no's and a couple of yeses in there. Always keep an eye on those yes horses. Who's got the best chance to hit par today?
Well, you can see here that the 1 has the highest amount at 40.8%, so it gets very close to that 50% threshold we like to see. There are 3 or 4 others that are in the 20% range, so they also could hit that speed figure of 75.
You see a lot of them can do that in there. Just want to take a look down here because they haven't really scratched anybody out of this race. Okay, there's no AEs in this one, so not a worry in that regard there, Mr. Terry. We see here that, again, the one horse last time out was its debut, ran a speed figure of 71, so some room to improve on that one. As far as the rest of what we see in our data here, Terry, really not a whole lot else to look at. 1, 9, 10, and 13, your top 4 total pace horses. Who are your top picks in another wide open affair?
I like the 1, Net Witness. Enters this race following a strong performance, having finishing second in the most recent start as a favorite. Guided by a high percentage winning trainer who excels in this scenario, boasting a 31% win rate when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. Additionally, Net Witness benefits from the services of a high percentage winning jockey, further strengthening her chances of a successful outing. And I like the 5, West Side Diva. She is another one that's connected with several positive factors in her favor. Her trainer wins 24% of the time when employing a second-time Lasix. This is a notable advantage for a horse making this adjustment. The addition of blinkers today further enhance her performance. Like her rivals, she is paired with a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 9, Instant Vision, comes into the event after finishing second in her last race. Her early running speed style is expected to be a key asset, allowing her to establish a favorable position early. She is partnered with a high percentage winning jockey, which increases her prospects for being competitive. And then number 10, Tiggy Thunder, stands out as a long shot with potential upside. She has demonstrated ability at Parx Racing, finishing second in one of her 2 starts there, with the high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez in the saddle. She could surprise at longer odds. Okay, second, pick 4, Miami Vice, 1, 5, 9, 10, 2, 3, 2, 3, 6, 11 with the 3, 4, with the 3, 4, which is a $40 ticket.
Yeah, when we were our pick 4s, there's a little bit of an issue before the show. So one of the reasons we're a couple minutes late, I turned to pick 4 and do pick 5 because yes, I'm like that. All right, I'm going to go with the one horse here, Knit Witness. Second race par ability, you got Jamie Ness. You always got to get Jamie Ness at Parx. When he teams up at Jaime Rodriguez, particularly over at Delaware Park, they are a dynamic duo. I expect that rail edge to pop in as well as the dynamic duo to show up today. Instant Vision, that one's next for me. Nueve at Parx, 5 times out, 4 seconds. So you got to have that 1 second, Terry, and did show some better early pace. last time out, as well as some better early fractions. That combination's usually pretty good. Next up is the 8-horse, Cruise Missile. Track dropper, it's a yes horse, and it's also a class dropper. 3 big check marks in my book. Number 10, Tiggy Thunder. That's the final one for me, just like you, Terry. Only its 3rd career start, so maybe some untapped potential. If it reruns its debut with a little bit of an upside with Paco Lopez, I think it has a good chance to pop too. I mean, you got to make some choices somewhere in these pick fours, Terry. So I went 1, 9, 2, 4, 6, 10, 11, 3, 4, 3, 4, 8, 9, and 12 for $50. And then I'm going to put $8 to win on the 1 horse. Maybe I should have just singled the 1 in this spot, but I only put 2 in there. So we'll see if that works out. One of the few horses today where I feel like race 1, 3, 5, and 10. That race is a little bit over there, Private Ross. And if the 3, 5, and 10 in race number 1, the 12-horse one, if you're going to put in after the fact, you should at least put the winner in your picks. No, Terry?
Yeah.
Race number 5 in this 12-race card, I'm sure maybe he meant a different race.
Yeah.
Race number 5, what's happening there?
6 furlong, claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, $50,000 purse for fillies 3-year-olds or fillies and mares 4-year-olds and upward, which have run 2 races.
So for 6 furlongs, if you want to win, early speed is the best way to get it done. 35% on the lead. The inside 3 get a bonus. 4 and out get a discount. So what the hell? We'll go with all the outside horses in our picks, Terry. But in the 5th race, if you're looking for speed, it looks like 1 might be just a touch quicker than everybody else.
Yeah, take a look there and see about that 6-horse. 6-horse shows the most speed in here, I believe. Yeah, along with, and then followed up by the 2 outside, or a couple of the outside horses, 10 and 11, although not really, because there's 16 horses in here. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's probably some going to scratch in here, I would measure at some point too. But again, if we look at par, only 1 horse, Brooklyn Rhapsody. All right, anyway, Rhapsody. Screw it. Brooklyn horse, number 11. Rhapsody. There, I finally got it right. It's the only one in there, Terry, to hit the par speed figure of 82 so far. Good chance to do it again today. Any others likely to join him?
Yeah, you can take a look there and see that 6 and the 3, they have some pretty good numbers there. So they could also equal or exceed the speed par number for today's race.
Yeah, all these horses got me tongue-tied, Terry. Perhaps you could tell us which horses might be great overlay opportunities.
Well, the only one I really see is 11, and it's from 3 to 2 to 5 to 2. Other than that, I don't see any others that show that it could be it. Well, the 3 actually, I guess, from 7 to 2 to 10 to 1. So that's it.
Everybody moving up in class here, Terry. That's good to see. 11 is your simulation favorite over here too, a part of that top 4 total pace horses. We take a look at this race shape, Terry. Everybody wants to be fast. So if you got some late speed, you probably got a pretty good chance. The 11 and the 6, which should be out on the front, but the 11 looks like it's got a pretty good late speed edge. 11 looks like it should get a pretty good trip as well. Any others that should contend for a trip of good use?
Yeah, the 1, if you can take a look there, has an 88%, and then the 3 or 8, I mean, comes in at around 90%. So those 2 are the best 2. But look at the numbers there. There are several that are in that above that 50% threshold we like to see.
A couple of interesting things here. I mean, we'll look at our chart for once here, but if you look here, the average race for the 11 is pretty much better than the best race for everybody else in the field, except for maybe the 5, the 6, and that's it. Maybe the 10 can get in that mix if it runs to its peak. So this race, Terry, it does look like that favorite status is a good status for the 11. Does the 11 get your top selection? It does not.
No, he does not. The in this race, the 2 gets Kate's Warrior Heart has shown remarkable consistency throughout her career, finishing the money in 6 of her 6 career starts and capturing 1 of the victories. She is trained by a high percentage winning trainer, which further enhances her prospects for a strong performance in this race. Then I like the 11, Brooklyn Rhapsody. Enters the race with a proven record of competitiveness, having finished the money in 4 of her last 5 starts, winning 2 of those races. Her trainer maintains an impressive 33% rate when dropping a horse off a win, suggesting the strategic advantage. Additionally, Brooklyn Rhapsody boasts the fastest speed among today's starters, making her a significant threat in this field. And then 6, Aviel's Girl comes off a second place finish in her most recent outing and holds the highest last speed rating. And she benefits from the expertise of a high percentage winning trainer and will have the advantage of switching to a high percentage winning jockey today. Those factors position her as a strong contender in this lineup. And then Miss Ruckus, the 3, stands out the potential long shot with promising credentials. She has claimed victory in 2 of her last 3 starts and guided by a high percentage winning trainer. The race distance is not anticipated to pose any kind of challenges for her, making her an intriguing option for those seeking value at longer odds. That's it.
Yes, best bet, my uncle. We'll have some best bets coming up. It does look like Private Ross's cryptic codes today are favoring the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 8. So keep that in mind today. I'm going to go with the 11 horse Brooklyn Rhapsody. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go with the 11 horse Rhapsody. Only yes horse. It's also our sim favorite. Top total pace horse, and the only time the horse ran at Parx, it won. Olivia's Girl. The next pick for me, that's the 6. Just missed in her last, has a maintenance workout between races, while a lot of these other horses were resting up. Second start after layoff. Could drop a little bit in its performance according to its resume, or could pop a lot more than it could drop. Number 10, 59.50. Better across the board in its last. Proper distance for this guy, 5 times out, a win, 3 seconds, and then any other distance 4 times out, just managed to run third 1 time. And then Kate's Warrior Heart, Terry's top pick. That is a long shot. So where I stopped, he started, never off the board in 6 races, and 4 of those were at today's distance, and chance to improve at second start after layoff for a 12-1 horse. Not too bad at all. Race 6 marks the first half of this 12-race card. Tomorrow, also 12 races at Parx, Terry. We'll be off Wednesday. Rare day. Both of us have something to do. So we won't be in on Wednesday. Thursday, we're back for Saratoga. Foreign Friday, we're supposed to do Epsom Derby or something along those lines. My schedule may or may not allow for me to do that. We'll find out as the week progresses. We'll let you know. The best way to know, Terry, is to do what?
You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so you're notified about these programs when they're coming up. Go down and copy the link, share it with everybody you know so they can come check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And then also keep the comments and picks coming. We really like to have them. They help us out a lot.
So we got 5 minutes to race number 2. Let's see if we can get in 2 races, race 6 and 7, Terry, before race 2 starts.
All right. So in race 6 is a mile and 70 yards, claiming race 15,000, purse 55,000 for 3-year-olds and upward.
At a mile and 70 yards, Terry, you're looking for horses that also show some early speed, 30% wire to wire. And much like we've seen in the other races, inside horses do better than outside horses. So in the $170, do we have any inside horses with a little giddy up and go when the gates open?
Well, as you can see here, we got the 6 horse, which is right in the middle of the pack. It's got a lot of speed there, actually twice the speed of anything else in there. So it should do pretty well.
Yeah, also gets the top early pace nod. Looking at the race shape, wants to be on the lead as the only E. So that's that lone E potential. Should be a pretty balanced race there. Get to the front. If you get a good trip, you might like it. Not the best C-zone, but the 6 is in the mix.
That's right. As you can see this, the 6 has a C-zone of about 42, but that 7 has a really nice one at 79%. There's a couple of 3 others that get pretty close. So
7 is your closer. A couple horses here. You got the 5 horse. Better pace across the board. Better fractions. Better early pace. Better fractions, too, for that speed horse. Got a couple of class droppers. The 6 is the biggest class dropper in there. Look out for that, Terry. Jockey-wise, there's one that gets the 1s across the board.
That's the 4. It's best jockey, best trainer. I think best combination.
Also a part of our top 4 total pace, 7, 3, 4, and 6. Terry, who is your top 4?
Okay, well, in race 6, excuse me, I like the number 4, Vanzi. She demonstrated impressive consistency, finishing the money in 8 out of 10 starts with securing 2 victories. With both a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, he's well positioned for another strong performance. And then Green Pastures emerges as a compelling long shot. He's coming off of a victory at Parx Racing, holds the highest speed figure at today's distance. Notably, his best start speed is fast among today's starters, with an added advantage of a high percentage winning jockeys and trainer. And then I like Prince Colton, the 6. He has demonstrated a strong ability for Parx Racing, consistently performing at a high level at the track. He has finished in the money in an impressive 74% of the starts here, showcasing both reliability and competitiveness. He has managed to secure victories in 26% of those outings, further underscoring his effectiveness in this race. And then I like, as my long shot, Midnight Award. Stands out as a compelling long shot contender in this field. Over his career, he's demonstrated reliability, finishing in the money in 8 out of 19 starts. The consistent performance highlights his ability to compete at this level. And then I like our third pick 4. I like the 3-4 with the 3-4-8-9 with the 1-3-7-9-11-13 with the 6-10. I believe that's a $48 ticket.
All right, Terry. For me, I am going to look at in race number 6 as my top pick, Vanzi. Much like you, I feel like that one's a pretty solid pick. Simulation favorite, class dropper. Paco Parx, 5 out of 6 in the money. 2 of those are wins. Greener Pasture. That's next for me, the 3 horses. We like the same exacta. Hugo Padilla is the trainer and the owner. I always like when that's the case because they tend to spot their horses right. Horse was faster in its last race and second start after layoff, so room to be better today. Prince Colton is that lone E opportunity in there, Terry. Will be the pace setter. And then finally the 7, Silent Mode. That one is your top total pace. Best C-zone by a decent margin. Big blowout win in its last. And then I have a pick 4, 3-4, 3-4, 8, 12, 1-3. And then at the end of that race, I have this should be in the event because that's the one I expect some scratches. I'm also going to put in the back end of mine the 6 and the 11 as my, no, that's not right. Hold on. I'm going to have the 9 and 11 as I can't quite figure out what the hell I want to do. There we go. 9 and the 11 in the event, the 16 and 17 scratch. So keep an eye out on that, folks. Do we have time to do the next race, Terry? They're getting ready to go.
Yeah, they're headed that way. I think it's pretty close.
All right, well, let's just try to race through race number 7 and see what happens.
Okay.
All right, so we can probably come close to doing it. What's happening in the 7th?
Okay, 7 furlongs, claiming brace, $20,000, $50,000 purse, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Yes, so for 7 furlongs, real quick, the profile of a winner. You're looking for horses that have early speed, 39%. Get the lead, keep the lead. Rail bonus, 2 and 3 are best, 4 and out at discount, although the closer you are to the rail, the better. Let's just focus on speed in race number 7, Terry, and then we'll go straight to our picks.
Okay, well, 4 has the most speed, and they're actually double, and then the outside horse, 12, is the second best.
Yes, and the 4 also pretty solid C-zone, so should like being out on the lead so that we can make race number 7. Talk about race number 2. Who do you like in race number 3?
I like number 3, Bottles. Bottles entered the race with momentum, having won his previous start. He is guided by a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, which added further confidence to potential for another strong showing. And then I like Zandudoc. Number 4 was very competitive in his last outing on turf, finishing 2 lengths behind the winner. His early speed running style gives him advantage, especially returning to the dirt where he possesses the fastest speed figure among today's starters. And then Heat Alert, the 9, represents an intriguing long shot chance. He crossed the finish in the first line in his most recent race, and he's supported by a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like Rivers Gamble, the 7 or the 8. Presents an intriguing long shot value also. He crossed the finish line in third in his most recent race. He's supported by a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Has a potential contender at longer odds. So,
all right. For me, real quick, before they do this race, I like the 3-horse in here as well. Bottles, 3 of 3 on a wet track. He's just 1 and 6 in any other simulation favorite. These are the conditions it loves. Zendu Hawk, big chance to be on the lead. Top total pace. Yes, horse. To improve second up. Number 12. That one's Heaven's Got Fire. It is a yes horse. Faster in its last race. And at Parx, on the off track, 1 win, 4 seconds in 6 races. And then River's Gamble. This one is 3 consecutive speed figure increases with Paco Lopez. Better across the board and drops. I'm going to go 3, 4, 8, 12 for another trifecta box. Race number 2 in there, Terry. I think they're about ready to get running. Yes, indeed. They're more than ready to get running. They are running. And in race number 2 at the moment, looks like the 5-horse in race number 2 has found its way to the lead. And we thought he would be in the lead, but he's got some company to the outside. Looks like the 9-horse, the 10-horse, I guess the 8-horse didn't catch the break that he was looking for in that mix. And then the 5-horse, Annie Works Too Much. He's working pretty hard on the front. Let's see if Annie Works Too Much can keep that lead in race number 2. 22.32 seconds. The 1-horse, that one's trying to get involved. Really nobody making a big move right now from outside. Looks like the 1-horse is going to have a good chance to run by that horse. Nobody else going to catch that guy. He's looking between his legs. I think he's pretty confident he's got a lot of horse left. If anybody going to make a run down the stretch here and close in this group, Terry, it ain't looking good right now. Your 1-horse might win and pick off your pick 4. 5 horses dueling them pretty hard. You got some people trying to make up a lot of ground at the end here. I don't know if they're going to get to him or not. The 5-horse is continuing to edge out the 1. He's coming up the track a little bit, but they ain't catching that 5 today, Terry. It looks like a couple of others are going to try to get in the mix late, but it's going to go 5, 1, 11, 4. Maybe they move that 1-horse down because the 5 did come up the track a little bit.
okay. Well, that 5 was what, 14-1?
Yeah, let's see what the deal is with the 5-horse over here. Who had good chance to get to the lead, was not in our top 4. The 5-horse over here was a yes horse, so you got to consider that guy in there as well. 5-horse was an okay sim zone number in there. One thing that you kind of have to like a little bit, but it's really not something. Come on, it's supposed to be a racer. He was a lone EP type, so didn't need the lead. But getting on the lead would have worked out all right. Showed a little better late pace last time out. Would have been a tough call in that one race there, Terry. Did show that the horse did have some of the most upside in our speed chart in there. So he just ran his best race today. Got the better of us. We're going to have to do better on this big day. I kind of figured today was going to be crazy, Terry.
Yep.
1 win, I think, is all it's going to take to be a profitable day. All right. Hopefully we can find one of those sooner or later, Terry. What is race 8?
Okay, so race 8 is 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming race $7,500, claiming price $50,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward.
So at 1.70 miles, the type of profile of a winner we're looking for: early speed 30%, wire to wire, inside speed better than outside speed. Well, that seemed to work out pretty well in race number 2, Terry. But once again, we find a lot of speed on the outside.
That's right. You can see there that 15 has the most speed. Excuse me, followed up by the 8. There are several horses in here that show some kind of speed. So I just think it depends on who gets the best break and the best decision by the jockey.
Well, the crypto code there for Private Ross, taking home a winner. Terry, are we going to have a second race with an objection? Yeah, we do.
Nice pick.
Once again, we do have an objection. So it's going to be that way probably all day. No, it just says unofficial photo. I'm sorry, I can't read. So taking a look at these horses, Terry, a lot of horses in the yes column. That's a good way to go. You look at this race, a lot of horses. I mean, it's just a horde of horses that want to be middle back. That should favor horses that get out to the front. Any horse in here that's in this group, the 12, the 14, 6, 8, or 13 with strong C zones, Terry?
Well, yeah, you take a look there and you take a look at that 14, boy, it's going to be very, very comfortable here, 91.5%. The 9 has a nice one, which is around 90%. So, yeah, a couple of them are going to be very comfortable in here.
Yeah, looking at that 14, though, is a yes horse. Better across the board, better fractions last time out, those 0% to get the par plus. Maybe another race where we're looking for horses with some some value?
Yeah, you can look here and see that the 3 has a overlay of about what is that? About 9-2 to 8-1, or that's actually the 4. The 3 is 7-1 to 8-1, and then the 15's overlay is from 4-1 to 12-1. The 16 has an overlay from 6. No, that's not right either. So the 16 doesn't have an over. Oh yeah, it does. 4. Nope.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
A
Couldn't
little
see
bit.
there. Eyes
Yeah,
are getting
I messed you up there. Yeah. A lot of strong chances to go over par today. In this case, 81. So a lot of horses can win this race, Terry. Let's take a look at our top 4, 15, 16, 4, and 17. I would expect there's going to be some scratches in this race, Terry. Without the scratches, it looks like the 16 and 17 have the best jockey-trainer combination.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm expecting scratches. There may or may not be scratches as of right now. In race number 8, there is an objection. I figured there would be. The only horse that's scratched out as of right now is the 5 horse. It didn't make either of our picks. So what do you got?
I like the 1, Fluff the Pillow, has shown a strong affinity for Parx Racing, consistently performing at high level, finished in the money in every race at this track, underscoring his reliability. With a win rate of 50% from starts, he's a proven contender. His trainer boasts a 22% win rate when dropping a horse down 2 or more classes. And additionally, Fluff the Pillow will be guided by a high percentage winning jockey. He draws a Royal Post, which is currently yielding winners at a solid 19% clip. Then I like 3, Wing Giant. Enters the race following a victory at Parx Racing, demonstrating that he's in good form. Benefits from the guidance of a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Both of them have a history of success at this venue. And Wing Giant has also proven he can handle this distance, making him a strong candidate for another top performance. Then New Commission, the 13, comes into this race after finishing second against tougher competition. His last outing. With the class drop today, he faces an easier field, which could play to his advantage and increase his prospects for a strong finish. And then Grand Daniel, the 7, my long shot, offers long shot value. Having secured 2 victories in his last 3 starts at Parx Racing, his training has an 18% win rate, his trainer, in the dirt races when entering a horse, which bodes well for chances in this event. He has a high percentage winning jockey, which further enhances his potential to surprise at longer odds. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, I'm going to start off with the 16, Most Perfect. If he gets in, don't know that he will, but if he does, is a class dropper, better fractions, top par plus horse. The 3 horse Win Giant, that one's been solid on an off track, 5 times out, in the money, 4 out of 5, 80%, 1 win, a couple of seconds in the 3rd. Let's have some solid workouts between races. Another one, self-taught. If it gets in, Terry, Paco Lopez, second start after a layoff, resume says he will be better today. And then I have the 1 horse, Fluff the Pillow, consistent and a nose away from winning both races at Parx. In the event there's a scratch, you have the 9 and the 11 in that order. So if the 16 or 17, first the 9, and then if not, if they both come out, then the 11, as I identified in my pick 4 as well. Race number 9, 12 races. This is the last of the pick 4s in here, Terry, today. There was an objection, so maybe your 1 horse makes it into it.
Yeah, they're really looking at it too. They're really looking at it. The 1 horse is on the outside of that 5, and that 5 is pushing the 1 way out over towards the inside rail. And,
well, there was 2 bumps before they hit the wire, so I think
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if they do anything in that or not.
It bumped pretty hard, that last bump too.
Yeah, it's possible. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know. The first race, I feel like Paco did the same thing and they let it go. So
yeah, that's true.
Who knows? Who knows with these tracks over there, Terry? I guess a lot of times it depends on who the jockey and the trainer is, right?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So what do you got?
1 mile and 70 yards, $7,500 claiming race, $50,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
And as of right now, at 1 mile and 70 yards, what we are looking for is early speed. 30% of the time you get the lead. You keep the lead. Inside does better than outside. Seems to be the theme of the day so far. Inside horses with speed. And again, we don't find any of it.
Well, no, the 9 has the most speed, as you can see on the, and that 9 is basically on the outside. So should get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, indeed. It ought to get to the quarter full first because it's also our early pace horse. And the one that's kind of closest to it, the 10, is to its outside. So not much to look at there. Everybody but the 9 is dropping in class in here, Terry. Our race shape, most of these horses want to be middle back. So get forward, the 9 horse. That is what we call a left arrow horse around here, Terry. All of them but the 3 horse hit par so far. And the only one that may not do it again today is the 3 horse.
Yep.
Looking at a jockey and trainer, we have 1. So the 5 did get DQ'd.
Yeah, the 6 is the one that has the best jockey trainer combination. So the 5 did not get DQ'd, huh?
No, he did.
Oh, he did. Yay. Oh, sorry. Yay.
So you were saying?
I say that the 6 has the best jockey combination, trainer combination, and I said yay because my pick 4 is still good.
Still alive,
Yeah.
thanks to the DQ. 2, 3, 4, and 10. Hey, however you can win, you win, right? Better to be lucky than good some days. 2, 3, 4, and 10. They are your top 4 total pace horses in race number 9. Terry, who do you got at the top of your pick?
Well, and excuse me here. In this race here, I like Chelsea's Wall. The 9 she's aiming for her 4th consecutive victory, having already secured 3 wins during the current streak, trained by a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer achieves victory 33% of the time when he enters a horse off of a win. And for this race, Chelsea Wall will be ridden by Paco Lopez, a jockey known for his high winning percentage. This really strengthens her prospects. And then I like the 10, Shazaz Bernardina. She comes in the race after winning her last 2 red starts, and she's seeking a 3rd victory. She's supported by both a high percentage winning trainer jockey. The combination helps her chances for continuing winning form. And then Marvelous 2. Marvelous has proven that he likes Parx Racing, finishing the money 67% of their races at this venue and winning 33% of the starts. She has placed in races over 71% of the time at today's distance and won 36 of those. And then I like the 3, Penny Polka. Penny Polka has proven the affinity for Parx Racing, finishing 3rd in her last or her only start at Parx. She drops in class today, and her early running speed style will help her chances. Okay, we're going to bet the last pick 4, Miami Vice Don Johnson, 2, 3, 6, 10 with the 6, 9, 10, with the 6, 12, with the 4, 7, 8, 10, $48 ticket.
Chelsea Wall, your pick, my pick at the top of this ticket. Terry, that one. Paco, 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Did have a small Z pattern in its last. Number 2, Marvelous. I think that's a Billy Crystal thing, right, from Saturday Night Live. It's the Saturday. It is the simulation favorite, as well as the top par plus horse by a decent margin. Class dropper to boot. Number 10, she's Bernardini. Track dropper, winner 2 of 3 at the distance, and then the 7 horse, high-heeled warrior on and off track, 5 times out, 3 wins, 2nd and a 3rd. And if that one gets off to a decent start, it could be dangerous. I couldn't really decide which race I wanted to put 2 horses in this series. So I just went 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 all the way across the board. 2, 6, 10, 1, 6, 9, 6, 11, 12, 4, 7, and 8 for my final Don Johnson, Miami pick 4 of this Muddy Monday. They made a change. Yeah, they put the 5 on 2nd place. So, hey, take a W however you can get it, for sure. Race number 10, Terry, is next on our things to do today. 3 to go. What's happening in the 10th spot?
6 furlongs, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price per $50,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yep, indeed. So early speed, 35%, wire to wire. Inside again, gets a bonus. We've been looking for inside 3 speed all day, Terry. Are we going to find any in the 10th race?
Well, let's take a look here and see if we will. We're going to find out that anybody can do. We do have an inside horse of 3, but there are several in here that are pretty close to the numbers. So anybody in here could actually get that quarter pole first.
Interesting race in that everybody but the 12 is dropping in class. 12 holding firm. Another race, Terry, that's kind of split. This one looks like a pretty even mix between horses that want to be on the front horses that want to be on the back. So getting a good trip in here will be very important. And it looks like 3 of them have an excellent chance to get a better trip than the rest.
Yeah, the 7, 9, and 10, they're all pretty good. They're all way above that 50% threshold. So they're going to be very comfortable running this race. So,
Any of those horses find themselves with a good jockey trainer combination?
Yeah, the 5 has the best jockey, and the 6 has the best trainer, and I think that's the best trainer jockey combination. So,
some interesting breaks here. You got the 2, the 4, the 1, and the 10 as your top simulation odd horses, and only the 1 and the 10 making it in that mix for the top total pace, with the 2 way down in here. Another race that can go a whole lot of ways, considering everybody except the 11 and 12 have hit par, and even those 2 have come close. Tons of improvement, tons of way to take a deep field. Terry, which way did you take it?
All right. Well, as you can see here, I went ahead and went with the Old Head, the 9. Demonstrated remarkable consistency, finishing in the money in 9 out of 10 starts and securing victories in 2 of those races. She will be ridden by Paco Lopez, a high percentage winning jockey, which further enhances her chances of success. Denali Ray, the 10, is my second choice, enters the race after winning her last 2 consecutive races and is now aiming for a hat trick. With both a high percentage winning trainer and jockey in her corner, she is well positioned to continue her strong performances. Cougar, the 6, benefits from a trainer who wins 42% of the races when dropping a horse down 2 more classes. She's paired with high percentage winning jockey and posted an impressive 4 furlong workout on August 7th, indicating readiness for today's competition. And then Goldiness, the 2, is coming off a win at Parx Racing, boasting high percentage winning trainer. The race distance is expected to suit her well, making her a notable long shot contender in this field. No additional bets for me here.
Old Head also getting the top of the ticket, is the head of the ticket. Paco again, hoping Paco has a big day. Usually does at Parx. Strong first up record coming off the bench like it is today, and our top par plus horse. Creative Copy, El Numero Uno, gets the rail bonus. Has a Z pattern. Again, Z pattern last time out, 86, then 77, then 83, 88. So a little bit of a second wind down the stretch there. Mr. Terry won 8 of 27 races at Parx, so clearly familiar with the track. Number 6 could be a Cougar. Stopped in its last race. You're going to have to ignore that one because it has one of its strongest published workouts between starts. And then the 10 horse Denali Ray, winner of 2 in a row in the money. 6 of 7 when the track is wet. I don't see that changing anytime today. Another trifecta box, 1, 6, 9, and 10 for me. Race number 11 is going to be Terry's best bet. It's also going to be the beginning leg of the late double. It's also it's like a low price stakes race in here, Terry. What is that low price stakes race about?
6.5 furlongs is a $75,000 purse. It's presidential sprint stakes, and it's for 3-year-olds.
Yep, 6.5 furlongs. We're talking a lot about horses today with early speed on the inside. That doesn't change for race number 11 whatsoever at all, Terry. So we found it once today so far, maybe again today, but it looks like once again, most of the speed is going to be to the outside.
Yeah, well, actually, because of all the scratches, it moves them a little closer to the inside, but the 6 and the 7 are pretty close in numbers. They're going to go head-to-head to the quarter pole unless one or the other has a terrible break.
We see the 6, the 7, the 12. They're on that same mix there, so I don't see anything changing in that regard. Only 3 horses have hit par for this low stakes level of 92. Got to keep an eye on those, Terry, and especially if any of them have a chance to do it again.
Yeah, well, the 6 has a really good chance to do it. It's got a 53% chance, followed up by the 12, which is around 38%. So
you also have the biggest class dropper in the 6, Kentucky Outlaw, moving down 2.2 lengths. It's got a decent trainer and jockey combination. Any better?
Yeah, the 12 has a better jockey, but the 6 actually has the best jockey trainer combination. So
if we look at this race, most of these horses want to be middle forward. So some good late pace might be a good way to get to the winner's circle. You see the 9, the 12, probably at the top of that list. None of them topping 50% on the C-zone, so it could be a race that's a little bit uncomfortable for everybody. The 12 horse Retribution, last time out, speed figure 3 points better than everybody else. Again, Andrew Byer says any horse with a 3-point speed figure, keep an eye on that guy. And also a a little more than one length top total pace advantage. Got a feeling that might be at the top of Terry's best bet picks today.
Well, I like the 12 Retribution. Demonstrated notable consistency in his career, finishing in the money in 3 out of his 4 starts and securing a victory in one of those races. He is trained by a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer boasts a 27% win rate with non-graded stakes races and is paired with high percentage winning jockey. Both those factors enhance his chances in this event. Then the 6 Kentucky Outlaw has been competitive throughout his career, winning 3 out of 6 starts, drops in class today, could play to his advantage. Notably, he holds the fastest speed figure at today's starters and is supported by high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then number 9, Dortio, enters the race with momentum, having won his most recent start with both a high percentage winning trainer and jockey guiding him for chances for another strong performance. And then the 11, Cool Intentions, has shown consistently, finishing in the money in 5 out of his 8 career starts. He is trained by high percentage winning trainer, making him a notable long shot to consider in the field. I'm going to play $40 to win on the 12, a $10 exacta 12 on top of the 6, 9, 11, and a $5 exacta box with the 6, 9, 12. That's it.
Well, the 6-horse Kentucky Outlaw, that guy's run at Parx 2 times. And every time he's ran at Parx, he's won, and it's not even been remotely close. You got a speed horse with Kendrick on top. That's where he wants to be. I think it's the only mount for Kendrick today, too. Number 12, Retribution, top last race speed figure. Talked about the importance of that. Track dropper, that's always good. Definitely faced better. This one was in the Florida Derby, maybe had its eyes at some point on the Kentucky Derby. No, that's the wrong one. There's your top total pace, more than a length, better fractions and drops. It's the 11 horse that ran in the Florida Derby with Paco Lopez. Lost to the top pick, though, Kentucky Outlaw, when those 2 squared up. And then the number 8 horse, Fire Pit, second start after a layoff, 2 easy wins in 3 races at Parx. Second up record says that the horse should improve. 2 nice workouts between races, says should be fit. One more trifecta box for me, 6, 8, and 11, and 12. Final race for this Money Monday, a dozen. Terry will have a dozen more tomorrow at Parx to make sure you don't miss the Parx show tomorrow. Again, we'll be off Wednesday, back Thursday for Saratoga to catch all of that. What do you got to do to watch and win?
Well, please, we'd love you to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's easy to do. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the bell so that you're notified about all the great programs, including things like Foreign Fridays. Copy the link below and share it with everybody you know. They can come and check us out. And then go to our social sites that are scrolling down below. And Horse Race number 2 day. And give us a like and a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. Keep these comments and picks coming, such as Private Ross does and Don Johnson, as we enjoy to see them.
Yeah, any kind of commentary we love. Any interactivity helps boost our social media scores. 6 furlongs, Terry, and race number 12. What's it about?
Yeah, okay. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $50,000 for 3-year-olds and upward.
Well, by now, you know the song remains the same. We're looking for some inside speed. We may not catch any, but let's see if indeed race number one. Yeah, we don't. Who's got the speed?
Well, actually, the speed's on about the middle with all these horses in there. And if they do some scratches, that 10 might become out that outside. But so the 10 has the most speed, followed by the 13.
Well, the 13 is actually not in this race, so
I didn't have time. That's right.
I didn't have time to update it.
I did scratch. It was my original first pick, and good for you to let me know. So I got to change. So
yeah, the 13's not in the mix, and neither is the 17. Just didn't have time to update it. A lot of class droppers in here. That's usually pretty good. Everybody on a yes, except for the 6 horse. Got a 1 maybe for the 14. A couple of horses that showed some improvement in there, Terry. This race looks like it's just completely wide open. Maybe you look at the jockey and trainers. If you do, where are you going to look?
Well, the 8's the best jockey. The 8 also is the best trainer, along with the 16, if the 16 are still in here. And then also the 8, I think, is the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, I do expect to see more scratches as the day moves on because there's just some fields with AEs in them that they haven't taken horses out of. So top 4 total pace horses. You got the 4, the 8, the 9, and the 2 with the 13 out. So, Terry, another race on a day where just about any horse could win. I think that's going to be the real theme of the day. Who is going to win?
I like the 7 Tatum is dropping in class for today's race, a move that could lead to improvement, especially if he returns to returning to the dirt. And then he has both high percentage winning trainer and jockey in his corner, and he has potential to deliver competitive performance. And then the 4 Avis K-Boy has demonstrated a strong affinity for Parx Racing, finishing the money in 82% of his starts at this venue, and 32% of those are wins. He is guided by a high percentage winning trainer, and he makes him a reliable contender in the field. Neudorf, the 8, presents a notable long shot in here, having won 2 of his last 3 starts, paired with both a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and his recent 4 furlong workout on August 9th indicates a solid preparation for the day's race. And then I like the 10 as my long shot. Full Irish drops in class today for today's race. He finished second in his only start at Parx Racing, and he likes the distance. I don't have any more money, so no more bets for me.
So looking at this spot, I got the 8-horse Neudorf. If he can just rerun his last race, it's a wrap. Number 4, Avis K-Boy should be better than the second start after a layoff. Highly consistent. When the track has been wet, in the money 6 out of 8 times. Tatum, the 7-horse, last run on an off track would be good enough to get the job done here. And then the 10-horse, Full Irish, could be the pace setter and as much upside as any other horse in this race. 4, 8, 7, and 10. Go back to this race, Terry, because it does look like in race number 8 they did take out the 17 as of right now. Let me just double check to make sure that is correct. And then I'm going to make some adjustments. Race number 8. Yes, indeed. The 16 is in, but the 17 is out. So I'm going to put in that race. Let me go back over to here. Picks. And it's going to go 1, tab, and 9. It means I got to make a couple of other changes along the mix there too. So in the pick 4s, race number 8 is only going to show up in, which one is that? Let me go back. It's going to be race number 6, right? That's the pick 4.
Yeah,
oh, Lord, too many buttons over here.
Yeah,
all right, so the 17 is out, but the 16 is in. So the pick 4 is going to go 1, 3, 16, and 9. So 9 and 16. 9 and 16. And then there may be another scratch. If there is, we'll put the 11 in that mix. I don't know that there will be because I think they're down to the maximum number of horses, but in the event there is. And in race number 8, I didn't do any bets because I wasn't quite sure what the heck was going to happen. So that's the only adjustment to my picks today, Terry. Here are our full card picks. In race number 2, the 1-horse won. DQ'd, got the benefit of the bumps from the 5. Terry's pick 4 is still alive. Here's the way we see the rest of this very long day at Parx. Race number 3 coming up. Man, I got too many damn buttons to click over here. Race number 3, if we take a look at some wagers, I got a trifecta box. Race number 4, we have another pick 4. I have 8 to win on the 1. Another trifecta box, another pick 4, another win bet, another trifecta box. Nothing in that race. It's the only race with nothing on the day. Another pick 4 in race number 9. Race number 10, another trifecta. Race number 11, trifecta and Terry's best bet of the day. And then race number 12, another trifecta box. So plenty of action. Again, just a few minutes over at horseracingtoday.net. We'll post all of our thoughts right here. So take a look at that. And then there'll be also a race replay with all of these races. We are going to timestamp all of them in the description on YouTube so you can watch them at your leisure. While you're there, hit that HRT gear button. Get yourself a hat, a T-shirt, an apron, whatever it is to support the show. In the link in the description on YouTube, there is a link to the explanation for Smart Sheets and the Smart Sheets. They will be coming for every track shortly. We'll keep you up to speed on when that'll be available. 100% coming soon. And then again, free picks today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet for Fort Erie. Not as many races to dissect over there. Hopefully a little bit more predictable than what we've seen so far at Parx. Any final thoughts from you, Terry, before we get out of here for another dozen on Terrific Terry Tuesday?
Yeah, well, that was a long day, that's for sure. And also looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Just stay safe and have a great rest of the day.
Yes, indeed. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this Money Monday, hopefully it's a lot clearer and less money than we see at Parx to get started. We hope you have God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing that you do ends up in
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you tomorrow.